Guys, and welcome back to my channel. Um, this time I was feeling a little bit very much Halloweeny, and so I decided to create this look. So, if you would like to see how I did this, please go ahead and stay tuned. And if you haven't yet become a part of my family, go ahead and hit a like and subscribe. And let's go. So, here I go. I'm about to get ready to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye concealer before I put my shadow on. So we're just going to start from the lower lid and work our way up to where we're going to use the remaining amount of concealer left on the brush to blend out the very top edges. And we're just gonna speed through that and get that going because I'm pretty sure y'all don't want to listen to me this entire time. And here I go, about to finish up and finish blending that out. Here we go. So I had to do this color off screen because of the fallout, which means like all this shadow ended up somewhat on my cheek, but I was surprised to see that I did really well. And it didn't end up all over my face, so technically I could have shown y'all, but here we are. I was thinking ahead. So I'm about to try to go in with this darker color. It's the same type of pigment as the one that I used, and so I'm gonna try to work it in here and see if it works. But right now, just looking at it, I can tell it wasn't gonna work so well because the colors, they're kind of like repelling each other because they're kind of almost the same pigment, but not really. One's a sparkly pigment and the other not so much. So therefore, they started to really repel each other and creating a little bit of a gradient in between. So that was my problem here. But then, needless to say, I sure did try, and I just kept trying and kept trying, which some people always said in the very beginning when I started is to trust the process. And baby, were they right? Because quite a few times, I can tell you how many times I gave up and just said, forget it, I'm not doing it today. I'll try another day. But I kept going. But just keep trusting the process. It might look like garbage to you when you're doing it, but just keep going. Just keep going. You never know what you're going to get at the very end. So at this point, I probably figured out that they weren't going to work out. So I decided to just go around them. And then I'm probably going to, at some point here, go in with a different color and try to create a platform for them to start blending with each other. Because I really hate that harsh line in between my colors. So there we go. What I did was use a reddish orange pigment, and went in between those two colors and tried to blend them out. So here we go now with the liner, which is not really my favorite. It's not really my favorite thing to do on camera because it's almost like you guys can't see whenever I do it, but trust the process. Here we go. The thing is with liner, it can go one way or the other. Me, I love to do my liner a little bit on the thin side because of my hooded eyes. If I do them really thick, then it's about to be a hot mess. So I do them a little bit thin from the inner eye all the way out because it's the best way for me, and I feel like I don't lose my liner whenever I do that. When it comes to winging and all that stuff, it really depends on you. what whatever type you like. But most of the time, I'll be doing different ones because I always change. From day to day, I change. So I'm going to go to the other eye here and finish that up. You can tell I'm over there struggling with the other eye, but we'll get it together, I promise. All right. That wing part is always hard whenever you're doing it on one eye and then you go to do it the opposite. You have to check to make sure you're gonna line it up right. Or it could possibly like end up a hot mess, and then you gotta get something wet and wipe it off again, possibly kind of blur up the eyeshadow. Then you gotta redo that part of the eyeshadow again and restart again. So just take your time, step by step, bit by bit, so you won't be so frustrated that you want to stomp the floor in. Trust me, I've done that before. As you can tell, I'm a little bit obsessive compulsive a little bit when it comes to my liner, because I'm pretty sure that what I'm doing right now is going over both sides to make sure that part of one side isn't thicker than the other, and I'm realigning things. We all know how frustrating eyeliner can be, but quite frankly, I really love the Epic liner pens from NYX, because I feel like they give me the feeling of when I'm drawing at school with a sharp pointed pencil. Everybody loves a freshly sharpened pencil, right? So that's what it reminds me of. So that's why I really like these pointers. They have a bunch of different ones in this same the Epic part, but I really love the really pointed tip. So it looks like I'm getting ready here for some foundation. This foundation here is from the brand Too Faced. They have a truffle. Truffle is my skin type. It's a little bit on the dark but neutral side, which is what I am. I'm not too much of a red undertone, which is what I had a problem with all these years, is finding a dark foundation that wasn't too much of a red, because I'm not that red in undertone. I'm a bit of a neutral. So this one, I was happy to find it. So it works pretty good, and it might, to most people, it might look weird on screen, but trust me, when I do that snapshot in natural light outside, I do not look two-tone Betty. I promise you. So I'm gonna reach down here and try to blend it down to my neck, because nobody wants to see those stark lines between your face and your neck. Everything just need to kind of blend out seamlessly as much as you possibly can. You cannot help your skin and whatever's going on with it. Sometimes you just can't help it. It is what it is. Take me as I am, and here I am now. I'm about to start up this process of concealer, and so I always like to moisturize my sponge with some setting spray. This one I use the Skindinavia finishing spray. And so I'm just going to go ahead and blend out the concealer. And this is where I use the concealer to kind of clean up the sides right there underneath the liner, all the way up to make sure any runaway eyeshadow doesn't get, all over my face. So I clean all that up and blend it out. While at the same time, I tend to somewhat contour my nose because I don't do a whole lot of contouring. And you'll see here in a few minutes. Contouring kind of is a bit tedious, but I also feel like dark skin kind of contours itself, so it doesn't really need a whole lot of contouring. Plus, for the longest time, I could never find any type of shade to contour my skin. I really could never. I'm not even gonna lie about that. All right, things are starting to look somewhat uniform, and I'm just gonna keep blending and finishing out the process. As you can see, I like to dab whenever I'm doing the concealer. I kind of press it into my skin, and that's what I do almost for my foundation and my concealer. I just press it into the skin. I don't really wipe it because I feel like whenever I wipe or swipe, I'm wasting the concealer or the foundation. I'm about to finish up here. And I'm probably gonna try to blend out the nose here to make sure it doesn't look too harsh between. All right, so this time I decided to use a little bit more concealer than I would because I don't know, I just wanted to do it. It was like, let's do it. So I decided to go ahead, and I'm over here jamming to some type of music. More than likely it's K-pop because like I don't even know what K-pop just be giving me that vibes. So more than likely it's K-pop is what I'm jamming to. More blending and blending this guy out here, because the one thing I hate is when you can see harsh lines. And some people really love the contrast, that stark contrast. Some people really like that, but me, that's just not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. So I always end up blending out as much as I can and make things look easy and effortless, not too much of a hot mess. And every time I blend in between, and you see me move to my nose and try to smooth out that contour, I always flip the sponge. One side I use to blend the contour. Oh, and I just slipped a little bit of tongue. I'm so sorry about that. But anyways, I flip the sponge one side for smoothing out the contour, and then the other side just for the concealer. So if you're wondering how come I'm doing that and it's not looking a hot mess, that's the reason why. So should be finishing up that bad boy, and there I go jamming again. Yes, contour time officially, and I really I don't know. Contour is just, it's touch and go for me. For like I said, for the longest time, there were nobody with actually dark enough skin tone, and I actually went to the store and they told me to just get a dark eyeshadow and put it on my face like that to act as a contour. And I did for a while, and I actually like it versus this contour stick that I'm using right now. It's a little bit on the oily side. I feel like it's a little bit oily, so I'm not really in love with that oily effect business. So I might actually go ahead and try the Fenty contour stick again, since they finally came out with a darker shade than the one that they had before. Because that one that they had before, baby, I actually use that sometimes as foundation because it literally, it's my skin tone. It would disappear on my skin when I'm thinking I'm contouring. Baby, no, you're not. You're foundationing. Okay? So they finally came out with a darker one. So I'm going to try that to see if the consistency is better. And I'm kind of thinking that it will be better because of how the actual their sticks have been in the past. They're not too creamy and not too cakey. So I'm gonna have to give that a try. But this one's doing what it's doing. I feel more of like a bronze type feel from it. Not too much of a contour, but like I said, I don't really like my contour to be too dark. So I'm gonna probably go right in here and blend out between the contour and the concealer to make it look more effortless and seamless. As you can see from my cheekbones there, I'm already starting to somewhat self contour on my own just because I added that contour stick, and it looks pretty much like a beautiful bronzer. But as you can see, it's starting to contour on its own. And I already had my nose done, but I'm definitely gonna redo it again just because I want to see what that contour life is about. All right, looks like I'm getting jiggy with it. Whatever it is I'm listening to, probably BTS, but you never know. I'm a hot mess. I'm a hot mess. Yep. So it looks like I went ahead and put some setting powder on. I don't normally let that sit forever, but it did its job. It looks pretty good, pretty effortless here. And I went ahead and set it down with the setting spray. Like I said, the Skindinavia setting spray, I finished up with that. And so right here, I went ahead and added some highlighting. And so now I think I'm looking for a lippy. What am I going to be using? That looks like, yep, one from Juvia's Place. I think this one actually is called, pardon me, Dudu, D-U-D-U. That's the name of it. And it's kind of a black, a really dark black. So most people don't even don't like black lipstick, but I kind of feel like it's cool. So from this angle here, you can see my cheekbones right here. It's contoured mildly. That's because I used a setting powder and kind of drew a line down just below my cheeks. And that kind of makes it look a little bit cut, more uniform cut contour that a lot of people tend to like. But anyways, this lip, I really do like this color. It's really nice. Like I said, I've never used the black lipstick a lot in the past, but for this look, I was really feeling this one. I really liked it. Plus, the applicator that I'm using was almost like a little wand. It's like round but pointy at the same time, so you can use it to get that perfect line around your lips. and it feels so silky on your lips. The consistency of the formula is really nice. Juvia's Place is really, really, really good. Their products is always just flawless, and their pigments, oh my god. All right, so that's actually looking pretty darn good there. Feeling it, kind of feeling it now. Yeah, knowing me, I'm gonna go the extra mile because it's me and I'm extra. And see what I'm talking about? A little bit extra. I went and used some of that same orange from my eyeshadow and blended in there and made like kind of an umber pumpkin theme type thing. So yeah, I'm happy with the end of this look, and I will catch you guys next time.